Hey friends, now let's meet the Assistant Director of Student Life, Quentin Samuels.
Hi, I'm Quentin Samuels, Assistant Director of Student Life for the Office of Student Life. As Assistant Director of Student Life, I'm responsible for developing programs and initiatives that engage the continued holistic development of our student population. Part of my work, or at least my day-to-day work, is focused around managing the Office of Student Life and our student staff that we have. We usually have a team of roughly between 10 to 15 students who work throughout the course of the week, helping us to design and implement and execute our programs that we have here at Candler. And also just working with students on a day-to-day basis, helping students navigate this landscape that we call seminary. We would like to consider ourselves to be sojourners. We walk with our students through the highs and lows of what it means to be in this space and what it means to navigate this space. But even more specifically than that, I think it's important to highlight a focus around mental, spiritual, physical, and emotional health and wellness for our students, and also helping our students to navigate and manage equitable student experiences. So that's both around food insecurity, it's around housing, it's around getting connected to local churches and local community-based organizations, and then just even building a sense of community within this particular space, helping them to find other student organizations that may be ones that they may be interested in being involved in. Oh, I'm really excited about the changes that we've made over the last few years. We took a deep dive into our work and really assessed who we are, also assessed who we are not, and also figured out what we wanted to prioritize in our work. And you all may know this already, or you may come to learn this. Unfortunately, faith leaders and seminarians are notorious for not prioritizing self-care, their well-being, mental health, physical health. And one of the things that we wanted to take stock in was how well we were engaging students around those types of topics and initiatives. And as a result, we really reframed the work that we did in our effort, and even also physical activities. We have done programs more recently, such as our Candler Dodgeball, which has been a tremendous success for us and has been a huge point on the calendar that students really look forward to. So we're big on our intramural sports and the encouragement and involvement of that, taking advantage of Woodpeck, being able to get exercise in, our nutritionists and eating healthy. So these are things that we've really moved up to the top of the ladder as key elements to building community and also sustaining community after community is formed. I'll name three things. One, I'll say grace. Grace is going to be necessary in order to figure out what it means to posture ourselves differently in this space. We're not going to have the luxury in the same way to move through our beautiful building, to move through our classroom space, to commune together in Cannon Chapel or in our smaller teaching chapel. We won't have that luxury in the same way. It'll be there, but on a much more truncated scale. So we have to give ourselves grace to make mistakes, to sometimes realize, oh my God, I forgot my mask or my PPE, or man, I'm having a really difficult day today. I need to take a personal day. And I need to be okay with that and not be so hard on myself if I'm just not in the physical space to deal with everything that I'm encountering and processing. The second thing I'll say that's tied directly to grace is patience. patience to learn, patience to deal with the learning curve, to deal with the evolution of what this new movement and what this new expression of learning will look like, having to engage quite significantly in the digital space, where some of us may not be as comfortable as others, having to figure out what it means to take some of my class opportunity on Zoom. What does it mean to engage in small group discussions where we have to sit on video and I can't actually sit, across from someone and look at them in the face or watch their body posture in person? There's something that's lost in that, and we have to be patient with ourselves to say, you know what, this is hard and it's difficult for all of us. And it's going to be best for us if we open ourselves up to some space to learn what this new reality is going to be for us. And the third piece that I will say, and this is probably the most important piece, is around boundaries. And this is I always talk about the blessing and the ministry of no. And having to learn that and to adapt that to our everyday lives, that we'll have to create boundaries as we have cameras and we have devices and we have technology that's penetrating much deeper into our personal spaces, into our lives, into our homes, in ways that we've been able to separate before because of the necessity of our physicality and being able to come to a building and leaving that same building. We'll have to know when we have to take time away from being in front of the screen. We'll have to know when we have to take time to say, you know what, I have to completely shut technology off right now and go outside and maybe breathe in some natural air and listen to the birds and look at the trees and so forth. So it's really about balance and figuring out what those boundaries will look like, and it may be different for each of us. It actually will be different for each of us. And also being okay with giving ourselves grace, being patient, and then how grace and patience aligns with creating the necessary boundaries. I think those three components are going to be key for what it looks like to build relationships in a new era where we are navigating uncertainty and navigating questions around accessibility.
So as you can see, friends, Quentin is another person who is so determined to play a huge role in the success of our students here at Candler. I hope that you will stop by the Office of Student Life to get to know him, to ask questions. He was a former student, and so he is a huge advocate for you as a student and will make sure you have the resources you need to be successful here at Candler. Thank you all so much for watching our series of videos, getting to know the senior leadership staff here in the Office of Student Life. I hope you learned just a little bit about the resources and this fantastic team who is here to support you through your journey. Talk soon.